What's up, guys? Chasing Laidman here with episode number 30 of Red versus Blue. I have you join me at the end of what has been an incredibly frustrating season. We've got 2 games today. I've taken it as close to the end of the season as I possibly can. And, well, 2 games of football ahead of us. So, like, subscribe, ring the bell. See you after the intro. We'll talk through what's going on.
Streets are full of dreams and lies. Every corner has a story. With a pint and cloudy skies, we chase our fleeting glory. Manchester Knights are calling. In the madness we are falling. Round and round the wheels turning. Bright city always burning.
So, we're going to start the episode with FC United Manchester, and it's been a season. It started off very, very well. The first half of the season, up until the end of sort of December, went brilliantly. And then from this game against Buxton onwards, it's been terrible. And there's no real rhyme or reason for it. I've not changed personnel much. I've certainly not lost any key players. We just seem to collapse a little bit, which has left us sat on the last day of the season, which is what this game represents, in 4th place, completely secure. So, well, we're going to go straight into the game, actually. We're going to go from here straight on to the game. We'll do it Maine Road straight afterwards. Because there's nothing to play for, I've gone with a really rotated side today. A, to get some match fitness into some players. B, because why not just rest players for the playoffs? Essentially, we're going to have to go through it, unfortunately. So we may as well go with as fresh a team as we possibly can. So, starting in goal today is going to be Connor Brann. It's then Dylan Crow at right back. Adam McCoy starts next to new signing Finley Potter. He's only played 1 game off the bench for us, but was signed after being released by Fleetwood, where he has played a few games in League One and has done okay for them, I suppose. But yeah, he was available for free, and I managed to free up enough budget to get him in without losing any players. Just renewed a couple of contracts for less money. It was nice. It was good business. So that's the first of our newer signings. Cody Pennington starts behind Trey George and Frankie Omar Brown again. That's just kind of to keep players rested. Catesby starts on the right-hand side, Svent starts on the left, and Neve starts up top. I don't think they're better off the other way around. We'll have a little check. Not really. So that's fine. On the bench, we have another of our new signings, Adam Marchena. He was a youth player released by Preston, can play all the way down the right-hand side. Just looks like he's got a little bit of potential, so I thought we'd bring him in to fix up the squad when the youth releases, I should say, got announced. Right, I can't English. Musa Carvalho, another player we signed from Preston, can play all up the middle from Guinea-Bissau, and again, looks like has potential to be a very good player. Cost us next to nothing, so he's just been brought in just to add some depth to the squad. I realised I only had 3 centre-backs for half the season, and I hadn't found another one. Stephen McGill's only just come back off loan, otherwise I would have had enough to get through, but that's life. Lindsay Kypriadis has become a really key player in the squad, or a key squad player, I could say. He's played 30 times this season, which is his most ever. We also signed Keaton Taylor from Preston. We'll keep signing players from Preston. It's not deliberate, I promise. We'll just keep signing players from Preston. He's an offensive midfielder who I have had on this game. I toyed with a Preston rebuild I never uploaded, and he was in my team all the way to the Champions League. And yeah, he was very, very good. So I know he's got some potential under the hood. So to see him released was a bit of a surprise. So I've brought him in just to see if we can tap that. Then Jay Fitzmartin is the striker / winger on the bench. So a bunch of reserves essentially playing. But as I said, I'm not expecting a win today. I just want to have everyone go rest, and we can focus from there. We'll go into the Maine Road game. Well, there is a little bit more to play for left in the season, so we'll get this out of the way, and then we'll come back, for Maine Road. So let's see what we can do. So the direction I say is a match we should be winning and make sure we do. A bunch of our players seem unsure. One thing I have been toying with, and I'll go through it more at the end of the season, I think, but one thing I have been toying with is that this squad we've built hasn't been very good. We hit a wall a little bit, and I think the vast majority of the players who are out of contract this season, including guys like Jensen, who have, of course, played a lot of football, probably won't be here next season. I think I'm probably going to do a full rebuild on both sides, because I'm not particularly happy with either side as things stand. So I think I might do a full rebuild of whatever I can release, I'll release, and I'll try and replace them for A, less money, and B, with better players. Even if we go up, I think we'll go to a full rebuild this summer. So we'll talk about that after the playoffs. Obviously, there's nothing I can do about it until we've got these out of the way. But yeah, for now, we're just going to settle in and hopefully we'll get a result today. Just any result that's not a loss would be nice. Just to see what these youngsters have got. I say youngsters, they're fringe players. Jake Vokins has played a lot of football this year because he was on very good form at the start of the season. Now, that dropped off mid-season. As Sean Neve very nearly gets himself on the score sheet early on as Catesby goes back to Pennington. Over the top looking for Catesby again. Can he cross it? He can, but Whitley is there the entire time. Honestly, just there the entire time waiting for it. Free kick now for Spennymoor. It's Healy Byrne to Kerr. And Kerr goes back to Healy Byrne. They've got a few double barrel players in their team. It's okay. I've got Frankie McMahon-Brown. Hopefully he'll show up today. Sean Neve gets a foot in there. McCoy to McMahon-Brown. Goes out wide looking for Spence. Harry Spence hasn't played for FC United for a couple of years now. Neve gets through. Gets brought down in the box. And I have no idea who our natural penalty taker is on the field right now. Because, honestly, I don't remember the last time I played most of them. Trey George is going to step up and take it. Has a shot, puts it away, makes us 1-0 leaders. We'll praise the boys for that. And it's his first ever goal for FC United. And probably his last game, to be honest, because he hasn't developed in any way, shape or form. So, yeah, that might be the first and last goal we ever see out of Trey George, because I am 99% sure his contract runs out at the end of the season. And if it does, I'm probably not going to keep him around. But let's not tell him that just yet. We've got a couple of games left of this season, so we probably need to keep them around for the playoffs, just in case injuries happen. The flu goes through the squad. You know how it goes. We'll see how things shake up as Crow gets a throw into George. George with a cross, looking for Spence, back post header, and it's just gone wide. And well, we're looking surprisingly good with our backup team, considering how few games they played on average this year, and actually in total for the club. Yeah, I'm Spennymoor the best team in the league by any stretch, but they've been sort of solidly mid-table most of the season. As Potter finds George, goes to McCoy back to Potter, and yeah, Pennington gives it away to Evans. Kirk on his way through. He's going to get a real chance of threatening us here, but gives it away to Potter again. As I said, Finn Potter is probably the best player in this team. He is signed to be a first-team player. He just isn't fully match fit, so we're trying to push his match fitness to get him ready. As Neve goes to Catesby. Catesby cuts inside, has the pop, and Joel Catesby gets his third goal of the season. He's only played out 11 games this year, including some appearances. And again, a player I'm probably going to let go purely because I can't figure out how to get him in this side. Admittedly, that's because we'll talk about it in the next episode, I have had a loan signing who can play up front and on the wings, and it's rearranged how I'm doing things. But yeah, our biggest problem has been defending this season. We can score goals for fun against almost anyone, with almost any team out there, but we can't keep them out. And we're not scoring more than the other team the majority of the time. So it's it's been interesting. So the 2-0 really isn't representative of what we've been as a team of late. But we'll soldier on. That's the halftime score is 2-0. We're going to say we're ahead on the scoreboard, and we're going to send everyone back out. There's no point overthinking this one. It is largely a meaningless game, as I said before. We can't go up, we can't go down from fourth, we're just going to stop. As I said, Spenny has sat in 10th. They've been very, very good this season. But yeah, we've not been able to catch Hartlepool or South Shields. There's something in the water in the northeast this season, it has to be said. And we're just trying to hold on to their coattails and maybe get ourselves up through the playoffs. So I think we're going to have to play South Shields, and that could be a gamble. As Fletcher is at the top looking for Kirk. Pennington heads it away. Crow will hopefully try and drive us forward. Ball forward to George. Don't know why he hit it so hard. Didn't need to do that. But that's life. And George gives it away, and that's that lack of match fitness showing. Dobson gets a clear run at our defence and puts it away. And, it's got to be said, Trey George is very much to blame for that one. Very much to blame. I don't understand what that pass was. I also understand why Cody Pennington couldn't take a single step to his right to stop it. But that's life. One thing that has actually been notable with the team that I have there as well is that Connor Brown is now officially our better of our two goalies. but hasn't been playing because I've had so much loyalty to Jensen. So you might find I play him in the playoffs. I'm 50-50 on that, I'll be honest, because Jensen does have that kind of established relationship with our backline. But yeah, it could be Connor Brown stepping up because he needs to get some games into him to essentially save his career with us. Well, I made some changes at the back. I replaced 3 of our defenders because our defense collapsed. And, well, it's not, going terribly well, I'll be honest. So, we're still winning, but I can't say we are playing well. I've got Kean Taylor, who is a holding midfielder, playing at centre half, purely because I had to make some changes happen. Marchena and Carballo are also on, just to put some players in the defence who can technically actually play there as well, to be honest. But this one's going to fizzle out. We're going to try and hold on. I think we will hold on for a win, which is nice, especially with the alternates. But yeah, it's going to be all about the FC, also the Maine Road game. We'll talk about it in just a second. Obviously, we've broken this up because they're playing on different days. I mentioned that in the last episode. I was going to come back on the 1st of April. I decided to come back on the before the last game of the National League North season because that just made sense to me. And yeah, that's essentially today is the last day on the 14th and 15th. We play the penultimate game of the season for Maine Road. So that's how that's going to work. We will of course jump forward to I don't know if we're going to get a playoff draw after this. I would assume we're playing Tamworth. That will be my guess, but if I find out before we play the FC United game tomorrow, I'll let you know. So, over to Maine Road then, and our season here has been slightly better. It still started well. We had that mid-season dip, but it wasn't quite as bad a mid-season dip, and we have been picking up results again lately, which has been nice. We're just going off the back of a win. It's more 3-1. In the league, we are sitting in 4th. Today's game, as I said, slightly more important than the game we had with FC United, which was a bit of a dead rubber, because, if we win today, we can go above Hyde. We do have to win by 3 goals or more. It's not impossible. We need Hyde to lose to Runcorn, and that will essentially secure our place in 3rd in the playoffs, or just a win today will at least secure us in 4th, and we'll play Hyde. But we're essentially playing for home advantage in the semi-final. That's what's happening in this one. So hopefully we can pull that off. Starting right today is going to have Daniel Cameron in goal, Marcel McIntosh at right back. It's going to be Cresswell and Connolly at the back. Connolly hasn't played much this season, but I want to give him a run because he is leaving at the end of the season. And I feel bad about that because he should have been a key player for us. He's not really managed to keep his place in the side. It's been a bit awkward. We've got Iffy Oni at the left-hand side behind Nolan and Powell. Lucas and Jones and Coburn Bird are on the wings. And it's Norris and Rag up top. Luke Norris, I did say at the start of the season, I wasn't sure if he'd score many goals because he's not been a prolific goal scorer. He's actually had 20 goals in the league this season. He's tied for our top goal scorer ever in the league record. And yeah, this is his most prolific season of his career. So he's done very, very well for us. I can't complain. Hopefully he'll get a goal today just to show off what he's been doing. And Charlie Rag will start alongside him. On the bench, we've got Shane Reynolds, Josh Stewart, Stephen Edmondson, who is, of course, on loan from FC United, Aaron Chan, and Freddie Hockey. So we're going to send this one out onto the pitch and hope there are goals coming for us because that will be very, very nice. I had a lot of thought about this team selection, and I've been really struggling to find our best team with Maine Road this year. I really have struggled. It's been tough. So hopefully we'll figure it out before we get into the playoffs. That's our plan. We're going into the... We could, of course, fall out of the playoffs today if we don't win, which is a bit of a stress, but I think a point will do it. So we should be okay. I've got confidence in us to be able to beat Southport. We should be good enough. So we're just going to send the boys out on the field. We're going to hope they can get it done. We are, just going to skip everything because intros, we've done enough of those. And we're going to get this underway. I'll encourage the boys early on. And we've got an early highlight with Coburn Bird. So I might hold off just in case we get a goal in it. So Bragg finds Bird. Bird looking for a cross, you would think, is going to have to find a friend. Jack Powell is that friend, and he's got all the way back to Connolly, which is curious because there was a left back stood right there who could have done something. Powell to Cresswell now. Cresswell forward to Nolan. Nolan to Jones. Jones over the top with the run of Charlie Ragg. Can he get to it? Can he score? He's not going to from that angle. Cuts it back for Jones, though. And what was that? We're going to do the encouraged shout now because Lee Jones should be scoring from there and, hasn't accomplished it. So we'll go again and again and again until we get this one right, I guess. Oni for Rag. Rag to Nolan. Nolan looking for a pass back to Conroy. Conroy has time, goes back to Nolan and Cresswell now. Cresswell with the ball forward to Norris. Norris out wide to McIntosh, who can cross if he needs to and does for Luke Norris, who's hit every bit of woodwork he could find. And that would have been the goal that would have given him the record for sure outright. I feel bad for him because he does deserve it with the season he's had. As Norris goes forward again to Rag. Rag in the box. They're looking for offside, won't get it. And McIntosh now to Norris. Plays off for Powell. Powell with a goal. And Luke Norris with the assist. And we get a lead, which is nice to see because, it's always nice to end an episode with a win if we can. And so I'm not. I don't know, it's tactic. I don't know if it's the team. This will be another squad I probably rebuild in the summer. Luke Norris wants a new contract. I want to give him a new contract, but I can't afford to. We're like £130,000 a year over budget on our wages, so I may have to completely strip the team out and rebuild it for next year, which would be a shame because we had a few good players in there. And as I said, Luke Norris is on fire, so it would definitely be a player I want to keep. Same with Coven Bird, I would say those two would be the two we would be looking to keep. As Oni picks up the ball to Bird, Bird to Powell. Powell goes back to Conroy first time, and Conroy to Nolan. Nolan can play it forward for Norris. Norris turns, goes out wide for McIntosh, who's on the overlap. Can he get a cross in? He's been looking good on the right hand side. Goes back to Norris now. Norris to Powell. Powell forward looking for Jones. Can't find him. Powell should get here though, and hopefully we'll lay it off to Oni. He does. Who's moving forward. Can he get a crossover here? You'd think he'd be able to. Gets the ball over, looking for Norris. Norris the header. And Norris gets his 24th the season, his 21st league goal of the season. He now holds the record for most league goals in a Maine Road season. And what a way to do it with kind of become a trademark goal for him, to be honest. It's that big header under pressure at the back post, gets it down, gets it in, and Luke Norris scores our second of the game. It's only 10 minutes in. It feels like we've had an entire game already. We'll praise the boys, but we are off and running on fire here. And hopefully this is a good sign. We've turned our form around. We can get ourselves back on top, heading towards the playoffs as we look to attack again now. Nolan to Jones, back to Nolan now. Nolan finds Norris. Norris to Cresswell, to Cresswell again. All the way back to Cameron, to Conroy. Conroy has time, and we'll take it. There you go, to Cresswell. Cresswell should find a ball forward here. Does to Nolan, to Norris, possibly overhit that a little bit. To McIntosh now. McIntosh ball for Powell. Powell finds Rag. Rag will turn, look for Bird. Coburn Bird into the box. Can he shoot? He can, but he can't get it in. And, we're looking very, very threatening against Southport. I don't know what's going around the ground. We should do an around the ground. What is this? This is where our season comes undone because I've not put a goalkeeper on the bench. And our backups are not fantastic. I don't know who our best goalkeeper option is. I think I'm going to stick Josh Stewart in goal. I'm going to check, and it's going to be... We have anyone with a 3 goalkeeper rating? I'll take a 3. A 3 would do me. Can anyone do a 3 in goal? That's all I look for. Okay, so we will put Josh Stewart in goal. He is the club captain, so that's my logic. As the captain, I expect you to step in when times get tough, and he's got to go 70 minutes in goal, having never played in goal before. This could be a disaster. I'm not going to lie. This could be a mistake, but we'll figure it out as we go. Last half time, we've still got our clean sheet, which is nice. I don't know how long it'll last once they figure out I've got a right back in goal. But there we go. We'll tell them I held my scoreboard and blah, blah, blah. I'm hoping Daniel Cameron's injury isn't too severe because our backups in the squad are not world class. It's got to be said, they're not even really good enough for this level. They are literally just there as break glass in case of emergency. I don't think I'll be able to get another one in on loan before the playoffs. There is no window in this division, but I don't think we'll be able to get a good enough goalkeeper in on loan. I'll be very surprised as Rogers Richardson picks up the ball for a throw-in for Southport to Oluwabori, who has a chance to cross, goes across. That's when we haven't, and Adan George has beaten Josh Stewart. Valiant effort to last for 40-odd minutes in goal without conceding, but this is going south very quickly, And I realise I haven't checked what's going on in the other game yet. We will do that. But as things stand, we're not doing enough for it to matter in terms of getting above Hyde unless they were getting a tanking, which they're not. They're currently also 2-1 up against Runcorn. So we'll not worry too much about that, I guess. And I'll probably make some changes very shortly just to freshen things up. Corner, and it's Southport to take it. Olawabori is the man over it again, gets the cross in and headed away by Powell. I'm tempted to just pack the defence just to help Josh Stewart out, but I don't know yet. Boylan forward, and Bird has brought down someone in the box, but Adam George gets his second. And now that raises questions about, are we going to drop behind someone in the playoffs now? Because that could be risky. That could be a problem. I don't want us to fall out of the playoffs, but I also don't want us to have to be in a bottom position going in the playoffs, because that means we'll have a much, much harder game. How are Chorley doing is the big question there. They're currently beating Witten, and we are currently bottom of the playoff position. We do need a goal very, very quickly. That's the aim, and we're going to have to hunt one down, and I'll probably have to make some changes to get there. As Olawabori goes forward now to Heath. If we concede here, we could fall out the playoffs altogether. As Olawabori gets in forward, cross goes over, and Lerevic at the back post has scored what could be Southport's winner. And I'm learning a very important lesson here about not putting a goalkeeper on the bench, aren't I? One I won't take anything from, but I should have had a goalkeeper on the bench. I never get injuries to goalkeepers. I don't know how that's happened. And yeah, I am stressed now because as things stand, we're okay. Actually, we're okay as things stand because Nantwich aren't struggling. We've also got another game to play. We could get back above Chorley, but you know, I would like us to have got a win. Let's make some subs. Breaking now for Southport, 88 minutes on the clock. I did make a couple of subs. Aaron Chum is on the right wing. Shane Reynolds comes on, but Aaron Cresswell at the back. And, well, I'd like another goal here. The fact we do have an extra game in hand, or we'll get extra game to play, does give me some hope. I am hoping we come back with playoffs next time. I'd be surprised if we don't, but I'd like us to have not lost this game. And over something as silly as a goalkeeper, as the ball goes over the top. Now Olawabori is through. Can we get a tackle in? We can't, but luckily a good block there stops us from having to worry too much about that goal. But Olawabori over a corner again. We know he is dangerous, so we are going to have to defend well here. And, well, taking his time. He's time wasting. Hyde a 5-1 up against Runcorn. That's insane. As Chum's going to try and chase that out. We won't see it in the highlights. We haven't we should have qualified for the playoffs at least, guaranteed. Looks like Chorley have gone behind. Can we get a goal here to equalise just to make it safe? Chung into the box, headed down by Clements. Powell is going to get there. Can he find something? Oni with a chance to go forward. Reynolds out wide to McIntosh. McIntosh forward for Chung. Can Chung get a crossover into Norris? Blue Norris puts it away. His 25th of the season, second of the game. And well, we've tied things up, which is nice. That will help us immensely with guaranteeing we stay above Chorley. And I say guarantee it, at least helping us to guarantee we'd stay above Chorley. I don't think we've got time to score a fourth, but, you know, such is life. We cannot complain too much. We are going to be playing Hyde in the playoffs most likely. Marina still chasing down Berry. Berry have been incredible this season. I know when you look at our squad selection, it looks like we're all 2-star players. We're not for this level. Ordinarily, most of these players would be 3 or 4-star players for the Northern Premier League. But the squad that Berry have assembled has been ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. I looked at their best player just before I hit record, and their best player should be playing in League 2. It's ridiculous. But with that being said, I'm going to play the Ashington game off camera. We are hopefully going to be in the playoffs with both teams. And yeah, we'll come back, I guess, for the playoffs in the next episode, because that will speed things up, getting us out of this episode. I'm hoping we've not lost any footage, because I've just noticed I've got an encoding overload. Crazy. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hal has always been chasing lonely. Do like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Leave your comments down below. It will help out the channel. And until next time, for the playoffs, stay safe and have a good one.